Namaste. National Education Policy 2020, as we all know, lays a lot of importance to foundational literacy and numeracy. As far as foundational numeracy is concerned, in my experience in the field of education, I have seen that there are certain concepts which are difficult for the children to understand, and when I observe classes, and I am also in the committee of selection of new teachers, what I see is that some teachers have difficulty in explaining certain concepts to the children. So in today's video, I have taken a topic that is little bit difficult for the teachers to teach and also for the students to understand. So step by step I have devised a method after using different kinds of methods in my experience as a teacher. Like lots of methods we have tried in our career, the activity method, constructivism, spiral learning, back to basics, and recently experiential learning, and also competency based learning. So putting all this together, I have devised a method on how to teach place value to the children, because that is one concept that is very, very important, and I have seen that teachers and students face difficulty understanding and teaching these concepts. So why this place value is difficult is because it's actually a very, very important maths concept for early elementary students to understand, because they have to learn that the value of a digit depends on its place in the number. For example, students should understand in the number 142, the digit 4 has a value of 100, the digit 1 has a value of 100, the digit 4 has a value of 10, and the digit 2 has a value of 2 ones. When students struggle to understand place value, it can hold them back in understanding more advanced maths concepts. Now, some students I find they struggle to make a connection between our base 10 number system and the language that we use for numbers. That's because the language we use for numbers doesn't directly translate. For example, when we write 216, we say 216, we don't write it as 210 and 6, we write it as 216. So there children have difficulty. Now improving students' understanding of place value actually lays the foundation for future maths work, including addition with regrouping, because this place value is the basic concept that is required for understanding addition with regrouping and multiplication, fractions, decimals, etc. in upper grades. So here I am today with a methodology, a step-by-step methodology to help parents as well as teachers in helping them how to teach place value to the children. Now, lots of teaching and learning materials can be used, in the process of teaching place values, but today I am making use of straws, which are readily available and which are safe for children to handle also. So here I have a set of 100 straws These are all 100 stars are there in this packet and all are of equal size. So we will start with numbers. So starting with first we will show, see, any kind of material can, teaching learning material can be used, ice cream sticks can be used, but I have seen that this is most convenient for teachers to use. You can carry it to the class and it is safe for the children. That is why I am making use of the straws. So first, number 1, add one more to that, number 2, add one more, this becomes 3, add one more, it becomes 4, one more, it becomes 5, one more, it becomes 6, one more, it becomes 7, one more, it becomes 8, add one more, it becomes 9. Now after 9, when we add one more number, what is the number? This becomes 10. So from 1 to 9, the digits represent ones, and once you add one number to 9, it has got 2 digits, and this represents 110. Now if you want to represent this as a group, this is represented as a group, we can just use any rubber band or anything to just make a bundle of this. So this is a bundle of 10. Similarly, we can make one more bundle like this and show to children. Again, taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now here I have taken 10 and made a bundle of this, and this represents 110. Now in my left hand I have one straw, and then now this number, how do we represent this number? This is represented as 10 and 1. This represents 1's position and this represents the 10's position. So this is 10 ones make 110. This has to be understood by the child properly. Now once a teacher teaches this concept to the child, this kind of teaching learning material can be provided to the children for their own use. See, we all understand that the best methodology to teach any concept is to move from known to unknown, that is from concrete to abstract. So this is a concrete object, and this we are giving to the children to make them understand numbers, that is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then from there number 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and so on. Now after students know how to compose numbers using concrete material, this can be given for a long time for practice. These straws can be given to the children in groups also, so that if a child is not able to understand the concept clearly, and if there are other children, the peer group, when the child sits in a peer group and he sees or he or she observes other children making this bundles and groups, the child will be able to understand it better. So child who is not very fast in picking up the concept, that child will also pick up. So it can be done as a group activity and also as an individual activity. So first the teacher has to represent, and then the child has to, the children have to have the concrete object in their hand, concrete material, and then understand the concepts. Now once this concept of 10 as a representation of 10 ones is clear to the children, then we have to move to the representational level of understanding. So whatever the child has understood, the child should be able to represent. That is, we are moving to the next level of representational level of understanding. For example, if you want to represent number 16, draw 10 vertical lines and put a circle around it. For example, this can be done by the teacher on the blackboard first, and then we can ask the children to do it in their notebooks. So suppose I want to represent number 16, what I will do, how I will ask the child to represent, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I put a, I'll represent this like this, and then 6 as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this represents number 16. So like this, lots of examples can be given to the children so that they understand whatever they have learnt, they are able to whatever they have learned with concrete material, they are able to represent it. Now once they have learned to represent it, we understand that the learning has taken place, place value learning has taken place, and the next step is to we can also put slash lines, also draw 10 lines and put a slash, that also becomes a group. So there are different methods that the teacher can use to, just we have to tell them that 10 ones represent 110. Now after mastering the representational level, we can move to the abstract level. Now what is the abstract level? Now before the child understands what is the abstract level, there are two things that we need the child to understand. That is, first thing is to make the child understand what is a digit and what is a place value. So see till now our child has understood how to stack it together, how to make it into groups, and now the child has to understand what exactly is a digit and what exactly is a place value. Now the meaning of digit can be we can introduce it in a fun way, that today today we will learn a fun word, and what is a fun word? The fun word is digit, D-I-G-I-T, digit. Now have you ever heard about this word? So children will say no. So then we can say, okay, do you think it's a name of a bird, or do you think it's a name of a dog, or anything like that, in a fun way, just to make them inquisitive and curious about what exactly is this digit. So once the child becomes curious, we can tell the child that digits are nothing but the parts of a number, and then we will take a number and then explain. For example, this number. Now we are telling the child that digits are parts of a number. Now what is this number? The child will read it as 864. Now how many? Now we have to tell them that how many digits are there? There are 3 digits here, and there are also 2-digit numbers, there are 4-digit numbers, there is 1 digit also, and then the concept of digit has to be made clear to the child. This digit is, this number is 864, and here there are 3 digits. Now same way we have to make the child understand what exactly is place value. Now place value is how much a digit is worth, what is the value of this digit, that is the place value. So how do we make the child understand what is the value of this digit? Where a digit is, where in a number, where the digit is, that represents the place value of this. For example, this digit 8 and this number 864, it is in this position. So this is worth 800, this is worth 60, and this is worth 4. So the concept of digit and place value has to be taught to the children with lots of examples. Now in this connection you can make, I have made this teaching learning material with the help of numbers cut from a calendar. So all the numbers are there, like from 1 to 10 we have all the digits. You can make like this and give different kinds of examples to the child. So child will understand 1 digit, 2 digit, 3 digit. You can also move to 4 digits and 5 digits in higher classes. But once a child understands the digit, it's very easy for the child to understand the place value. And then the expansion of this can be taught, like 864 is equal to 800 plus 60 plus 4. This can be done on the blackboard, and also it can be done on in the classwork note of the child. So this concept of the digit and the ones, tens and hundreds place value becomes very clear to the child with this methodology. And then later on, once the place value concept is clear to the child, the next step of addition with regrouping, multiplication and fractions and decimals, the concept of that becomes very clear to the child. The last step that we can follow in this methodology of teaching place value is that to whatever they have learned, to connect it with daily life. For example, when the child is coming to the school or the child is at home, there are various places in which the child sees numbers. The child sees single digit number, 2 digit number and 3 digit number. For example, the name plate of their scooter or car or whatever they are using, or auto rickshaw, everywhere that number is there. Then the number of their house, every house has a number, and when they come to the school, probably the room numbers, for example 201 or 210 or 310 or whatever. So there we have to, when we connect it to that is the place value concept is ingrained in the child's mind, and he will never forget the place value, concept of place value, and it will be very useful to the child when he goes to higher classes and learns other difficult concepts. So in this video I have talked about place value. Hope this video will be useful to all the teachers who are teaching these concepts, and the parents who find their children struggling with the concept of place value, and also to my dear children for whom this video is made. Thank you very much.